Thanks for clicking on this video on this lovely, damp, miserable evening. I work odd hours, so I have to do this at night. Selling my 2014 Ssangyong technical name, full name, Ssangyong Rodius Turismo 2014, and it's on 200 and just over 236,000 miles. It's been a taxi. I'm a taxi driver. This was actually used, I bought this off of a colleague to use as a spare, just in case mine ever had to go into the garage for whatever reason. I've got a couple of taxis, so it was just handy to have hanging around as a spare. The guy had bought this from new. I know him quite well, and he needed an automatic 7-seat 4-wheel drive with enough luggage space to take people to the airport. And you tell me where you can find a bigger boot than that on a 7-seater. There aren't many about, very, very few. I say it's 4-wheel drive, it's automatic. What to say, really? Yeah, so he bought it from new. He replaced it with another brand new one. He liked it so much he went back to Ssangyong 5 years later or so, whatever it was, and ordered another new one. So this then got sold to another taxi driver that I know, and he done the same as me before I bought it. He kept it for I don't know, 6 months, 12 months, just to use as a spare on his fleet. He's decided to get rid of it, and I took it off his hands for the same reason. It is a genuine sale. There's nothing wrong with this car. I'm simply selling it because we're going through a process of gradually updating our fleet, and this is one of the older ones we've got on our fleet at the moment. We're only a small company. I've got 10 cabs in total. But yes, it's time for this to go, sadly. It drives absolutely fine. There's no mechanical faults with it. Start on the bodywork. So the first and most obvious is this here. Now, the original owner, this looks like rust. This isn't rust. The original owner parked up at a petrol station and left it in neutral, got out and walked away, and it rolled forward. I don't know, it hit a bollard or ran into another car. Actually, that's the first time I've noticed it. There is a bit of a dent in the front bumper there. So yeah, it looks like it's hit a bollard with it. Oh, there's a crack there as well. Never noticed that before. So what he's tried to do is he's repaired this with some sort of glue, and it's the glue that's gone brown. This isn't rust. I mean, the bumper's sturdy, it's not hanging off by any means, but for some reason the glue's gone brown. So don't know, but you know, that bumper's not going anywhere. So got HID headlights, look pretty cool. Private number plate, that's coming off, that's going on retention. Almost certain the DVLA will reallocate the original back to it. They always have done in the past when I've done these. And that was Golf X-Ray 14. I can't remember the rest. I'll put it in the description. Alloy wheels. These vinyl stickers come off dead easy. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. Just boiling water, we're in a kettle, and you can pick it off. It doesn't leave any residue or any marks. So yeah, apart from that indiscretion on the front bumper, the bodywork is pretty sound. I mean, it's a 2014. It's not going to be immaculate with this sort of mileage, but going around it, you know, there's obviously a few little thing there, some paint chips and scratches on the back. Scuffs there, one there, but apart from that, you know, it's straight. Oh look, there's a Bit of a ding there, and one there. I'll go around this and I'll start spotting things I didn't notice before. But yeah, apart from everything I've pointed out, that's popping out on the sides ever so slightly. But it's solid, it's not, that front bumper's not going to fall off at all. So yeah, apart from obviously everything I pointed out, it's fairly straight. Mechanically, 2.1 Mercedes engine in this, which I am fairly positive is the same lump you'll find in C-classes and E-classes. And for a vehicle of this size and weight, it's really surprising how much this shifts. I mean, it is quick, and it's not quick for a vehicle of its size, it's quick in its own right. It really, as soon as you put the foot down, it's off, and it's off like a rocket. It's no sports car by any means, it's not going to be, but it is quick, it's quite powerful. I don't know what the stated horsepower on this is, probably about 140 I'd imagine. I'll put that in the description. But yeah, surprisingly quick. Not the nimblest of cars, but very powerful. I haven't got a full service history. We do have some receipts and invoices, and it has been had a full service recently under my ownership, and I'm sure I have a receipt for that from the garage that I use. So it's had 2 brand new tyres on the front, and it's had a brand new battery as well, because where it's been sat not being used on and off, the battery failed. So that's just been replaced this week, brand new. I'll show you inside. So it's leather seats, which is like a grey leather, and it's quite tidy. There's no damage on the inside. It's this you know, captain chair style, so you get 2 in the middle and 3 in the back. So yeah, I don't know what to say other than that. A lot of people think these are Chinese. These aren't. These are actually South Korean Ssangyong, and you don't see a lot of them around in the UK and Europe, but they're a massive manufacturer in Asia. In fact, I think they produce more vehicles than Hyundai and Kia put together. So they're massive company in South Korea. This looks like an aftermarket head unit. I don't think it was fitted at a factory, but I do think it was fitted as a official option by the main dealer. Because if I turn this off, you'll see when you start it up, it says Ssangyong. It's got sat nav and it works. It's got a disc tray, so I don't know, I've never tried, I don't know if it's a DVD player. I would imagine so. Hang on, oh, it says DVD there, so it'll play DVDs, and it will hook up to a rear view camera if you so decide to do that. It has got rear parking sensors though, and it's got Bluetooth, hands-free. You can play music off your phone, which I do. So yeah, climate control, so auto box. You've got a winter mode there, which I don't really know what that does. It comes up with that winter symbol there, that green one. I think it just sort of reduces the power and makes it a little bit softer on the acceleration, but even with that engaged, you'd be really surprised. You have to drive this to believe me how bloody rapid this is for a vehicle of its size. It really gets up and goes, and it goes straight away. It's not like a lot of bigger vehicles where you have to wait for the turbo to wind up. It just goes, and it goes almost instantly. Lots of cubby holes going on here. If you're interested in this vehicle, you've probably already done your research, you know what it's got to offer. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's got an MOT. I can't remember off the top of my head when that expires, but I'll put that in the description. We have to have them tested every 6 months as a requirement for the taxi test. So, you know, and throughout its whole lifetime, if it's ever needed anything, it's always been done. We can't afford to cut corners on maintaining our taxis, and the council wouldn't even let us if we wanted to. So, you know, some of our taxis are like Trigger's broom. This isn't quite there yet. We've got some that are on double this mileage. But yeah, it's been cared for. It's been regularly maintained. It has got selective four-wheel drive, so you've got just keep it in two-wheel drive most of the time. You've got high range four-wheel drive and a low range if you should need it. So it, you know, starts first time, it drives really smoothly. It's not the quietest of engines, but it's not got any nasty rattles or knocks or bangs or misfires or juddering or hesitation. It just drives, and it drives beautifully. It really does drive very, very well. So I don't know what else to add, really. Yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to message me through eBay or send us a text or a WhatsApp. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm not sure I mentioned, I did point out it's got leather interior, but this is the top spec model that they done when this was made, which is the EX. So it's the Ssangyong Turismo EX. I do just want to show you that boot again, because it's really quite impressive how deep this is. There's a little bit of a stain on the carpet. I don't think that's a stain. That is what do you call it? The like tyre weld, tyre sealant. That's just leaked out there when we put a spare wheel in the back here. I'm sure that will just wash out with soap and water. I haven't tried to get rid of it or anything, but you know, you can see how deep this is. You'd get all your luggage in there, really, if you're going out on a family day out, and some. You know, you got kids in the back, you got space on the floor to put bits and bobs as well. Really, this is one of the biggest 7-seat people carriers I've come across in terms of boot space and interior space. So yeah, I've been thoroughly impressed with it, really. But yeah, we've got to modernise our fleet and start getting rid of some of the slightly older vehicles. So this does have to go. I'll just show you under the bonnet. Not a lot to see, really. I did mention this is the 2.1 Mercedes lump. I did have that confirmed by my mechanic earlier, and I believe it's the Mercedes gearbox as well. So nothing to see for here, folks. But yeah, it's all pretty, you know, it's in good nick, it runs well. Nothing wrong with it. A few minor indiscretions on the bodywork, and you know, for the age and the mileage, the interior is in very good condition as well. So there we go, have a bid, good luck. Just in case I didn't mention, here are no warning lights, we've got no engine manual, it needs fuel, can tell you that much. You know, it's not overheating, there's no oil in the water, there's no water in the oil, there's no head gasket issues you've got to worry about. This little panel here, sort of, that's, you know, that's what will when you put it into gear and all those lights light up. But yeah, the main, like some vehicles, the main sort of dashboard is in the centre. So yeah, runs sweet as a nut, no faults. It's time for McDonald's now, yay! I just thought I would mention, I know I did brush on the fact that this has got the 2.1 Mercedes lump in it, and it runs fine, and you know, the engine's sweet as a nut and everything, blah blah blah. I didn't point out the gearbox. The gearbox is faultless. It does change up and down without problem, as and when it should. So yeah, I know I just didn't mention that previously. I just thought I would point that out. The gearbox functions as it should. And the other thing I just wanted to brush on, I know I said the previous owner, to say it's on 236, just over 236,000 miles now. The original owner bought it from new. I think he put on over 200,000 of those miles, and then, as I say, he went and ordered another brand new one from Ssangyong, and sold this on to the guy who had it before me. So, you know, it's and it's not, you know, yes, it has been a taxi, but it's not been swapped and, you know, pushed from pillar to post, different drivers every 5 minutes, and been thrashed and abused. You know, it was lovingly cared for by its original owner for you know, 200 or at least 200,000 of those miles that's on there now. And then the guy Sammy, who had it before me, however long he had it for, 6 months, 12 months, I can't remember, you know, he didn't do a lot of mileage in it, and neither have I. So you know, for all intents and purposes, it's had I think I'm the third owner, so yeah, it's been cared for. It's been well looked after. Not as you would expect. A lot of these taxis, when they start getting to these sorts of mileage, they're tatty, they haven't been looked after, and you know, they've been abused by the drivers and the customers, and the plastics are broken, and the, you know, a lot of the internal trim, and they're tatty on the outside. It's not the case with this. It has been looked after, it has been loved. Okay, I'm signing off now. Cheers for watching, appreciate it, thanks, bye.